For many Nikon enthusiasts, this moment feels unexpectedly heavy. Those who closely follow every product cycle, patent filing, and industry whisper have been watching the development of the Nikon Z9 II with almost obsessive anticipation. The expectation for months was that Nikon would unveil its next flagship body in time to capitalize on two of the world's biggest sporting stages, the 2026 Winter Olympics in Italy and the upcoming FIFA World Cup. The timing seemed perfect. Historically, global sporting events have served as ideal launch platforms for professional camera systems, placing them directly into the hands of elite photographers and broadcasting their capabilities to the world. It felt inevitable that Nikon would use one of these massive stages to introduce its next-generation powerhouse. But recent supply chain reports suggest that this long-anticipated release may not happen on that timeline after all. Instead of a triumphant reveal aligned with global fanfare, the Nikon Z9 II now appears to be facing delays. That shift has sparked frustration, confusion, and speculation. Is Nikon exercising caution in a hyper-competitive market? Or are they attempting something so technologically ambitious that current manufacturing limitations are forcing them to slow down? While Nikon headquarters in Tokyo remains silent, industry leaks have painted a fascinating picture of what the Nikon Z9 II could become. According to multiple insider reports, this is not merely a routine Mark II refresh. Rather, it is being described as a fundamental reinvention of Nikon's flagship philosophy. The most attention-grabbing rumor centers around the possibility of a 61-megapixel stacked CMOS sensor. That would represent a dramatic jump beyond the 45-megapixel standard Nikon has maintained for years in its top-tier bodies. However, resolution alone is not what has professionals buzzing. The real headline feature being discussed in insider circles is the potential introduction of a global shutter. Such a development would be transformative. A global shutter would eliminate rolling shutter distortion entirely, meaning fast-moving subjects would no longer suffer from skewing or warping during electronic capture. For sports, wildlife, and high-speed journalism, that would be revolutionary. In addition, flash synchronization speeds could theoretically reach levels previously unattainable with conventional shutter systems. If the Nikon Z9 II truly incorporates stable global shutter technology at high resolution, it would represent a major engineering milestone in the mirrorless world. Beyond still photography, the Nikon Z9 II is rumored to push deeply into cinema territory. Following Nikon's acquisition of Red Digital Cinema, industry observers have been waiting to see how that partnership might influence the Z-mount ecosystem. Reports suggest that elements of Red's color science and RAW workflows may be integrated directly into the Nikon Z9 II's processing pipeline. Early speculation even hints at internal 8K recording at 120 frames per second. If accurate, that would position the camera not only as a stills powerhouse but also as a serious hybrid filmmaking tool. Such performance would likely require a new processing engine, and rumors point toward an upgraded XPET processor, sometimes referred to in leaks as an XP-E8 AI system. This processor is said to leverage predictive artificial intelligence, going beyond simple subject tracking to anticipate motion patterns. Instead of merely reacting to a moving athlete or bird in flight, the autofocus system would predict trajectory shifts before they occur. In professional environments, especially sports and wildlife photography, that predictive edge could mean the difference between capturing a decisive moment and missing it. The viewfinder is also rumored to receive a significant overhaul. Insiders describe a new electronic viewfinder with double the brightness of the current Z9's display. One of the persistent criticisms of mirrorless systems compared to DSLRs has been the optical feel of traditional glass viewfinders. By dramatically increasing brightness and clarity, Nikon appears intent on narrowing that experiential gap. If successful, the Nikon Z9 II could offer a viewing experience that feels more immersive and natural than previous mirrorless generations. With such a formidable rumored specification sheet, the obvious question arises: what is causing the delay? According to credible manufacturing sources, one major issue lies in sensor production. Developing a stacked CMOS sensor exceeding 60 megapixels while maintaining ultra-fast readout speeds is an extraordinarily complex engineering challenge. High resolution demands precision, while stacked architecture requires layered circuitry that increases both heat output and fabrication difficulty. Balancing these variables without compromising reliability is no small feat. Thermal management is reportedly another obstacle. Recording 8K at 120 frames per second generates enormous heat. Some manufacturers address this by installing internal cooling fans, but doing so can compromise weather sealing and durability. Nikon has built a reputation for ruggedness, especially in its flagship bodies. The Z9 series is known for robust weather sealing and dependable performance in extreme conditions. It appears that Nikon may be determined to preserve that legacy. Rather than resorting to bulky cooling systems, they are allegedly refining sensor efficiency and internal architecture to dissipate heat more elegantly. Achieving that balance takes time. The integration of RED's video pipeline adds another layer of complexity. Combining the DNA of a dedicated cinema company with the traditional stills-focused engineering culture is not a simple plug-and-play task. It requires a reimagining of how image data is processed, compressed, stored, and delivered. Software development cycles alone could be contributing to the delay. Nikon is not just assembling hardware, they are constructing an entirely new hybrid platform that merges professional photography with advanced cinematography. Autofocus reliability is another area reportedly undergoing extended testing. In the professional realm, autofocus consistency is non-negotiable. A flagship camera that misses focus at critical moments undermines its own purpose. If Nikon is indeed implementing predictive AI algorithms, they must validate them across countless real-world scenarios before release. Field testing at this level involves sports arenas, wildlife reserves, press environments, and unpredictable lighting conditions. Extra development time now could prevent costly missteps later. The frustration surrounding the delay is amplified by the competitive landscape. Sony and Canon are not waiting. Sony's latest flagship offering has raised expectations for speed, resolution, and autofocus refinement. Meanwhile, Canon's top-tier models continue to dominate sports and press photography with exceptional tracking accuracy and unique technologies like eye-control autofocus. Nikon finds itself competing on two fronts, pushing resolution and video performance high enough to rival Sony while matching Canon's autofocus reliability and professional trust. The original Z9 succeeded because it was bold. It eliminated the mechanical shutter entirely and challenged long-standing assumptions about mirrorless limitations. To replicate that disruptive impact, the Nikon Z9 II must once again leap beyond incremental improvements. Simply matching competitors would not be enough. The camera must deliver something undeniably superior if Nikon hopes to maintain its regained professional momentum. Historically, Nikon has demonstrated a willingness to take calculated risks. When the D3 was introduced years ago, it shifted industry expectations overnight. It arrived after a period of quiet development and delivered performance that surprised the competition. Many enthusiasts believe the Nikon Z9 II could represent a similar turning point. By postponing the official release until late 2026, Nikon may be granting itself the space needed to ensure that global shutter technology is stable, RED integration is seamless, and thermal management is fully resolved. For now, the Nikon Z9 II remains a promise rather than a product. The anticipation continues to build, fueled by leaks and speculation. Whether the delay proves to be a strategic masterstroke or a costly gamble remains to be seen. What is certain, however, is that Nikon is aiming high. They are not merely updating a camera, they are attempting to craft a flagship that will shape the next half-decade of professional imaging. And if history is any guide, Nikon's quiet periods often precede their boldest breakthroughs.